Hey there! In this video, we're going to find out how a typical HTML5 boilerplate file looks like. If you don't know what boilerplate is, well, it's basically sections of code that have to be included in multiple places with little to no variation. In our case, a boilerplate in HTML is a template you will add at the start of your project and, more importantly, to all of your HTML pages. Boilerplate templates can save you time because you won't have to write the same code all over again. Alright, now that you know what a boilerplate is, you can pause the video and copy the code if you haven't done already. You can find the link to the source code in the show notes. In the rest of the video, I'm going to explain why this HTML boilerplate contains these elements and why they are important to exist in all of your HTML pages. So if you won't stay for the explanation, I thank you for watching this video and I hope to see you around. Let's continue and start with the first line. Doctype HTML is the first line of code required in every HTML document. If you forget to include this line of code in your file, then the browser will render the page in quirks mode. So make sure to always include it in your HTML file. If you want to learn more about this, I have a full video on what is doctype, why is it useful, and the history behind it. Go check it out and then come back to this video. The HTML is the root level element that defines the structure of a web page. It is the first element in any HTML file and is used to enclose all other HTML elements that make up the content of the web page. The lang attribute inside the opening HTML tag sets the language for the page. You should always include it. The head tag is used to define the metadata and other non-visible information about the HTML document. The contents of the head tag are not displayed in a web browser, but they are used by it to understand how to display and interact with a web page. Some of the most common elements included in a head tag are meta, title, and link. The meta charset UTF-8 is used to specify the character encoding of the web page. Charset attribute specifies the character encoding that should be used. In this case, UTF-8 is a popular character encoding that can represent most of the characters used in the world's writing systems. It's important to specify the correct character encoding as this ensures that the characters are displayed correctly in the browser. If the character encoding is not specified or is specified incorrectly, it can lead to problems with text rendering, such as incorrect or missing characters. The viewport meta tag provides instructions to the browser on how to scale and adjust the content of the web page to fit the screen size of the device it is being viewed on. The width device width attribute sets the width of the viewport to the width of the device, which means that the web page will be displayed at the correct size for the screen. The initial scale 1 attribute sets the initial zoom level of the web page to 100%, which is the default size. The XUA compatible is an HTTP header that is sent by the web server to instruct the browser to render the page using a specific version of Internet Explorer's rendering engine, also known as the document mode. The IE Edge is the highest supported document mode. This meta tag was introduced in IE8 as a way to ensure that web pages designed for older versions of the Internet Explorer continue to work properly in newer versions. The title tag is a title for a web page. This text is shown in the browser's title bar, as you can see here. The link tag is used to define relationships between the current document and an external resource, in this case the CSS file. The rel attribute specifies the relationship between the HTML document and the external resource. The href attribute specifies the URL or the file path of the external resource. In this specific example, the code indicates that the linked file is a CSS file and the href specifies its location, which is style.css. The body tag represents the main content of the HTML document. It contains all the visible content of a web page that is displayed in the browser, such as texts, images, videos, links, forms, and other elements. The body tag is required in every HTML document and must be included after the head section. The script element is used to define client-side scripts that are executed by the browser. The best practice is to put JavaScript script tags just before the closing body tag, rather than in the head section of the HTML. The reason for this is that HTML loads from top to bottom. The head loads first, then the body, and then everything inside the body. Alright, that was it for this video. I hope you now have a better understanding of what is a boilerplate template and why these HTML elements must be included in every web page. Stay tuned for more content, have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one.